Hey, Bobby Manning here. Welcome to the Garden Report. Day 2 of practice just concluded. An intense, long session. Went almost an hour over the expected time that it was supposed to here as the Celtics and Bucks get prepared for Game 1 of this series. First day of practice that the Bucks have been set in stone as Boston's opponent, but lingering concerns for both sides injury-wise now. Obviously bigger ones on the Bucks side. Khris Middleton, according to Shams, officially ruled out of the second round. Could even miss into a potential Eastern Conference Finals appearance for the Bucks with that MCL sprain. Huge relief for Boston. Middleton's been one of their killers. If we were making like a top 10 list, top 5 list of Celtics killers, he'd be one of the headliners. So they won't have to deal with him, contend with him. But on the Boston side now, Game 4, remember Jaylen Brown dealt with hamstring tightness in the second half of that game. Well, Brown is still dealing with it now. Held up back a little bit along with some other regulars in the intense session today, Robert Williams and others, trying to ramp up through that intense scrimmage that the Celtics had today. Brown, visible shooting, a little cautious in his movements after practice. Celtics did take a longer look at that hamstring tightness, as they're describing it, and are trying to work with the strength staff to get him ready for Game 1. The expectation is that he's going to play in Game 1, but obviously Brown earlier in the season had a hamstring injury. A couple of years ago, 2018, had a hamstring injury. There's a history that Ime Udoka talked about earlier in the season when it comes to Brown, and hamstrings that make them cautious through this process. Obviously, it seemed like he came back a little too early from his hamstring injury during the one that he suffered earlier this season. Had to take more time off and then eventually came back good. Also dealt with an ankle injury earlier this year. Brown, one of the keys to that first round series as a finisher alongside Jason Tatum. He's going to see doubles again. He's going to see pressure and a dare from the Bucks defense to get off the ball. Brown, who was just phenomenal in Game 2, stole that game from the Nets, and in the Game 4 finish, he was great when Jason Tatum fouled out of that one. He's one of the keys on this team right now, maybe the X factor as that secondary scorer that makes it so teams can't completely sell out on Tatum. His status going to be one of the things to watch with Boston now. They'll have another practice session on Saturday, a walkthrough before that Game 1, 1 o'clock on Sunday, so an earlier start than would otherwise be normal for a playoff game. Is he going to be ready? I still think that's a question that's up in the air now, even though the Celtics are hopeful that he's going to be good to go. It all depends on how the hamstring reacts, as Udoka said, to the treatment that they're working with right now. So injuries, already a major storyline in the second round. Keep an eye on Brown and CLNS Media, Celtics All Access for more updates on his status. Ahead of Game 1, we'll have coverage at TD Garden, 1 o'clock, as I said, tip-off, 3:30 post-game. And, of course, we're brought to you by HelloFresh. Got my 2 boxes, spaghetti, meatloaf, tried the tacos, pork tacos. They were awesome, easy to make. Fresh vegetables in the box, frozen, fresh ingredients from ice in the box. It all comes ready to go, and you just put it on the oven, grill the shells. It just came together great. I love cooking, and this was right up my alley in terms of how everything was prepared. HelloFresh.com/playoff16. You'll get 16 of those meals, which I got 16 ridiculous. That's going to be a couple weeks of eating for you, and 3 free gifts. Just go to HelloFresh.com/playoff16 and get 3 free gifts, 16 free meals. No downside to that. Go do it. Help the Garden Report, CLNS Media, and of course show our sponsor HelloFresh some love. HelloFresh.com/playoff16. We have a Game 1 preview in store here on Celtics All Access as well. Go check that out. And we'll be back here Saturday for Celtics practice at Auerbach Center. I'm Bobby Manning. Talk to you soon.